Hey now. Yeah, that was a long drive today. But very, very well worth it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Videos.
Take it, Rob.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is your show. Go for it.
We're not live yet.
Yeah, we
No,
are.
we're not live yet.
No, we're not. It says off air.
Clayton,
we're not live.
Clayton says we're here. David Ennis says we're here. Showman Blues says we're here.
Oh, okay.
I guess
Well,
we're
I
here.
can't find the video. I guess we're here. All right, well, we're going to get a little bit of Sunday evening in the park.
There's no picture. They hear us, but there's no picture.
Interesting. Interesting.
And I'm looking. There's no picture at all.
I can't find the live video anywhere on Johnny's channel. Oh, here it is. Now I got it. Now I got it. Now I'll bring up the chat. Okay, here we go.
Hey, you guys are on.
Hey, come on, man. Wake up.
Come on.
Come on, man. Wake up.
Come on.
All right, who we got
Say something.
Who we got in? We got Clayton James Hicks. It is Steinberger Sunday. Clayton, you couldn't be more right about that. It absolutely is Steinberger Sunday. Showman Blues, how you doing? David Ennis, Mickey Seltmeyer, Brendan B. Squared, what's happening? Avery's Guitar Stuff. Let's see. Pris 46. Rob, today is Steinberger Sunday. Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is. And yeah, looks like we got some cool people in here. Definitely. And it definitely was Steinberger Sunday. But I don't have a Steinberger Dave right now. I don't have a Steinberger, but I do have a Red Cloud Ripley. I do have a Red Cloud, but which is kind of cool. So, Johnny, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Hey now.
What's going on?
Hey now.
Hey now.
Yeah, my lighting is horrible. And, you know, it's crazy around here, so I'm just a voice tonight. But it's all good. I mean, this is it's a podcast anyway.
Yeah, it's a podcast. How you doing, buddy? Dave, long time no see.
Been a while, at least a few hours.
Well, we had a really cool weekend. Jalen and I went down to, and Barney. You want to say hi? She's ready. Say hi. She's ready for bed, but.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Barney, you want to say hi? He's all happy he's home. Yes, I'm happy I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. Here, go get your toy. Go get your soft monkey.
Showman Blues says he sold his Music Man Luke 3. Good for you, bro. I hope you made some money.
That's cool. Showman, is that something you were actively looking to do or something you really just did off the spur of the moment?
Well, he's been looking. It was on the fence. He loved the guitar, but the neck is way too small for his hands.
Yeah.
So I remember him saying that he tried to get used to it.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't.
Well, good for you, dude. Brendan B. Squared says, was that dude's hair real in the band? No, that's Mike Olivia. He's the lead singer for Van Hagar. That is just a wig. It's a Hagar wig and glasses. He's about as bald as Dave Nesdahl is. Really.
Almost. He has a little bit more hair than me. A little bit more.
But he pulled it off great.
What, the wig?
Went down to, well, the whole show.
Afterwards?
we went down to Dave's house, and I just want to extend a thank you to Dave and Desiree for a great time. They put on a great meal last night. Phenomenal. We had fajitas, chicken and steak fajitas, and just all kinds of cool stuff. Played some cool games, and got to play a little bit of guitar, do a little bit of work on some guitars. And the highlight, I think, was, and I didn't even realize it was Dave's first time seeing Van Hagar and Desiree. I thought he had seen them before, but it was my fifth time, I think. But Van Hagar, the Hagar era tribute band, was playing live in Jones Beach, and as always, they put on a killer show. Bill used my pound cake drill for the beginning of Pound Cake, and they just they ripped through a kick-ass set list, and it was just amazing. They did a great job. It was threatening on raining all week, so the show was potentially going to be canceled, but we were still going to go down to Dave's and hang out. But it was great. It was a good time. Had a lot of fun. And Dave, what was your thoughts of the show?
I thought it was amazing. I can't get over how good the musicianship was the whole band was great.
Yeah.
Our friend Bill is the guitar player, and he looks nothing like Eddie Van Halen. He doesn't pretend to look anything like Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
And he is absolutely a kick-ass guitar player. He's amazing. Just amazing. Great sound, great playing. Female drummer that kicks ass. Bobby, her name is Bobby, and she's this little thin. You wouldn't think she could even hit a drum because she's so thin.
Yeah.
And she pounds on them, and she sounds just like Alex, and she doesn't drop beats. She's just right there and plays every lick that you hear on the records. She plays them and correctly, and it was amazing. Bass player also. The only difference between the bass player, I don't know his name. I think Rob knows his name.
Kevin
All right,
Rios.
so the only difference between Kevin and any bass player ever in Van Halen is that you can actually hear this guy.
Yeah.
But he is just steamboat. He plays. He runs the band as far as I'm concerned. His bass playing is just right on the money. Runs the band. And the Hagar guy, Mike, I've known him for a while. Never heard him sing, really. Just at backyard parties, he would sing, just scream out something. And I'm like, I always felt like, yeah, Hagar, yeah, you do, yeah, right, okay. Until I saw them last night, I was like, maybe he could sing, he can sing. I'm sure he can sing, but, I don't think anyone could do that justice,
Yeah.
I saw them last night, and he hit every note perfectly while running around, while not acting like a jackass on stage. He just was all over the place. It was like watching a Van Halen show with Hagar, except the voice wasn't tired. Like Hagar he's a great singer, but towards the end of Van Halen, his voice got kind of a little bit tired. His voice was a little bit flat in some areas, and that happens live anyway. It happens live. But this guy, through all the running around and the jumping around and everything, and he sang Dreams like it was the record.
Yeah.
It was insane. I've never heard anyone hit every right note. My throat was hurting from him singing that high and with all that rasp, and it was just incredible. It was incredible. What a great night. And the fact that it was a beautiful night.
Yeah.
No rain on the beach. Can you ask for better? No. I don't think so. It was great.
Not at all. It was. And one thing on Mike's voice, the singer, Mike Olivia, not only did he hit like the high end note of 5150, at the end of the songs, they play 5150. He from that note, that high note on the end of 5150 to the end of Right Now, where he's like, right now, and he's just screaming. Like Dave said, my voice was like, damn. and he's older than us. I think Mike's in his early 50s, and he's jumping around like it's it wasn't very impressive.
And he's not in shape. He's not a thin guy. He's not fat, but he's not like a thin in shape guy like Rob. But man, he's got a little bit of a gut, and you would think, all right, either one thing or the other. He's going to be jumping around a little bit, but can't sing, or he's going to sing amazingly, but he's going to stand still because he's like out of shape. Not the case. It was ridiculous how good his performance was. It was just crazy.
Yep.
And he didn't look like a fat guy running around. He looked like Sammy Hagar.
Right.
Like exactly the way Sammy Hagar looks today, with a kind of a little bit of chunky belly.
Chunky bunny.
But chunky bunny. He's a chunky bunny. Chunky butt.
Chunky bunny.
Chunky bunny.
Shut up.
Say that 10 times fast.
Chunky bunny, chunky bunny, chunky bunny, chunky bunny.
Chunky bunny, chunky bunny, chunky bunny, chunky bunny.
Kevin Rios, the bass player, is kind of cool. He plays a striped Steinberger bass. It's actually not a Steinberger; it's a Hohner, but it looks like a Steinberger, and it was painted by Craig Stofko, CHS Guitars. Did an amazing job on it. So it's kind of neat. He's got the GL2T striped style Steinberger bass, which kind of adds a little bit of character to the show. Of course, Bill, like Dave said, he doesn't look like Eddie Van Halen except for maybe the haircut and the beard from Balance.
No, not even. Not even. He's a big dude. He's tall. He's just a big dude.
Big guy. Yeah.
It's kind of like a little bit bigger than me, size-wise,
and
taller than me. Like he towers over me.
He's a big guy,
and he plays his ass off. He's not sloppy. He picks every note. I mean, it's just wonderful to watch him play.
Yeah, I think he played his 5150
the whole night.
The whole night.
Yeah,
the whole night. He didn't pull his Frankie out or anything else. He was going to play My Music Man and open up with Pound Cake and then go right into Runaround, but Dave and I didn't realize it at the time. But my input jack was stretched out a little bit. It needed to be kind of pushed back inside when you take the actual plate off. The actual tabs that the jack actually touches were stretched a little bit. So the cordless unit that Bill was using was kept popping out, so going in and out. So unfortunately, he couldn't use the Music Man, but Dave fixed it this morning, so that was cool. It's all set now, but great show, awesome show. Good time. Went from 8 o'clock they played till about 10, Dave? About
Did they even start? I thought they started earlier than 8. I thought they started around 7:30.
You're right. They started at about 7:40. 20 minutes before 8 is when they finally went live, and they jammed right up until about 9:45. Yeah. Because we were out of there about 10, and we were home by about 10:30.
We left at 10 and we got home at like 10:20, 10:25 maybe. Yeah, it was a very fast ride home.
Yeah, yep, wasn't bad at all. Great time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
so you guys had a great time.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was fun. Really good. Really
Mm-hmm.
good. Got up this morning, and Dave and I dubbed around for a little bit on some guitars, and Desiree and Jalen went to the beach and got to hang out there. Then we went to Famous Sal's Pizza.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Are you guys hearing the fireworks or hearing something that sounds like fireworks? Yeah, someone's blowing off fireworks.
No, it's just me. I'm farting. Sorry.
No, someone's blowing out fireworks out here.
I'm joking. I'm not doing that.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass. I don't.
Oh, I do hear it. Yeah,
Shit.
bang, bang. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like sounds horrible in my ears with this microphone.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good night. It was definitely a good time. It was a lot of fun. It's funny because we left yesterday. Being on Johnny and Dave and Jay's show Friday night was a great time. What little bit of it I remember. So,
Did you rewatch any of that?
I actually did a little bit, but oh my goodness, I don't even remember Jay getting on. I don't remember calling Dave. I just remember like saying, "Okay, guys, I'm done. Good night." Click, and I shut my iPad and I walked away and hit the sack. I didn't even need any dinner, so I got up Saturday morning. Oh my goodness, massive hangover. I mean, my head was pounding. It was awful. Hadn't eaten anything in like over 24 hours, and I wanted to be on the road by 8:30 latest. Not that there was a hurry. I mean, the band wasn't playing until nighttime, but I wanted to get down there and, not get stuck in traffic. And I didn't even literally get out of bed until 10. Packed a quick bag, and we were on the road by 10:30, and the whole way down, I remember even texting Johnny going, "Oh, I feel horrible," But
Yeah.
by the time we hit Dave's, I was fine. I was good. I was ready. But and I brought down that little Hot for Teacher mini Frank, that I just finished building. Dave got a chance to check that out. Brought the Music Man, and got to see my Steinberger and Dave's new Steinberger, which is just amazing. It's the same exact one I have. It's just not striped, and it's set up, by Jeff Babbitt's, and it's got the EVH upgrades and everything to it. So it's awesome. It was amazing. First time I've ever in my life ever played another Steinberger guitar. That's the one I have is the only one I've ever seen, held, played, owned. It's kind of cool to see two of them.
How was it? How does it compare to yours?
It's the same thing. It's just a little, in my opinion, I'll let Dave answer it too, but it's the same exact guitar, almost the same serial number. They were both 1985 Newburgh, New York built GL2T series. They were both version 1s that originally came out with a version 1 trans trems that had been upgraded to the version 2s. I think Dave's was probably a little bit more of a case queen than mine was. I mean, mine's in great shape and it plays amazing. But Dave's literally looks like it just came off the factory floor, and it was set up a little tighter.
That's because Jeff Babbitt's he polished it up. It's all polished. It wasn't necessarily in this shape, but after Jeff gets done with it, it looks this shape. It looks brand new.
Yeah. But Johnny, I mean, they both play the same. I would say the only noticeable thing I found is Dave's, the trans trem, when you're moving the bar, Dave's is a little bit, I don't want to say stiffer. I just want to say it's a little tighter. It's a little bit more dialed in than mine. If that makes any sense, just because mine hasn't had Dave just said, hasn't had the setup yet. But they're exactly the same guitar. It's the same exact thing. They're both, amazing guitars. And, but it was nice to see Dave's.
If his was better, would you have thrown your faceplate on his? Would you have switched them over? Could you tell the difference? Was there a difference between the two?
I mean, mine has eye bolts on it that I actually drilled into the graphite, which I kind of regret doing now. And they came out great. I'm happy with the product, but I probably wouldn't have done that just for collection purposes. But and that's on the actual body of the guitar, so would have been able to tell the difference with that. But no, they're literally the same exact guitar, literally the same exact thing, other than the striped faceplates, and Dave's setup. But yeah, we got some actually cool pictures today. I don't think we posted them yet, but we got some cool pictures of both of the Steinbergers right next to each other. So we'll post a couple of those. But
cool.
Dave was nice enough to get another set of strings, and actually it's funny because when the good news is Dave borrowed my guitar a few weeks ago. I let him borrow it, and at that time he had no notion of actually buying his own or getting his own until a couple of weeks after that. And so Dave got a chance to really get used to mine, and then he ended up acquiring his own. So when he got his, I'll let him explain it. But Dave's has all the upgrades. It's got all the stuff done to it that Eddie's would have done to it. And when Dave's done explaining what his has, maybe he already has, I'll tell you what.
You know what? I honestly don't know what all the upgrades are yet. I don't know what they are because I've never played another one. I've got nothing else to compare it to. And Rob's was never. It was never really. It was never really set up after the tremolo was put on it by Pika Moose. So I mean I don't have a lot of I haven't played many of these things. It's not like I can tell from guitar to guitar what's set up, what's different, because this is really, other than Rob's, these are the only two I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
So I don't really know the differences. The only one difference that I know that's an Eddie mod is this 0 fret here has notches in it for the strings to sit in so that they don't move around up here. That's one mod, but I don't know what the other ones are, and I haven't asked Don from Headless yet what they are, and I don't know that he would say what they are. I think it's they don't really want to discuss Eddie's guitar. Right. Other than saying that mods were made to make it like his, I don't think they want to really say what the mods are.
Yeah.
So, because I don't think they want anyone to just be able to do it that owns a guitar, that owns a Steinberger guitar. Yeah. I think what they want is people to say, "Hey, can you do the Eddie mods?" And then they charge for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I honestly don't know. All I know is I'm having a great time playing this guitar. It's really cool. It's different than anything I've ever played. I mean, just the fact that it's a tiny body. The tremolo does much different things than a Floyd Rose or regular standard tremolo. Playing without a headstock is weird enough. But there's not much neck that sticks that goes into this body, so the neck feels like it's going more that way. So playing an E chord out here feels like I'm almost like I'm playing a bass, because an E chord on a regular guitar would be somewhere around here.
Yeah,
it's just weird. Their hand placement is in a different spot. Yeah. So it took a little bit to get used to, and I'm used to it, and I'm really I'm having a great time playing this thing. I don't see why. Well, other than the price, because the price for these things, they're so expensive. I mean, this guitar was $5,500, and if I had to pay for it out of my own money, I would never have bought one, because it's just not affordable. You can't afford it. You can't buy these things.
Right.
But because I was able to do a deal with a friend, and it was a deal that he wanted to do, he paid for this guitar for me, and that's why I own it. And I'm so grateful that he did that.
And to kind of jump in on what Dave said, the only way I would ever be able to own mine is I was lucky enough back in 1999. I'd only been playing guitar for like 4 or 5 years back in 99. And it was the year my son was born. So my ex-wife and I, we didn't have a lot of money at the time, living in an apartment. I think I had a PV Wolfgang, a couple of Kramers. That's all I had at the time. And I was still, obviously learning how to play and taking lessons here and there or whatever. And of course, I wanted the Summer Nights guitar. I always wanted that. I was 99. I was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was like 27, 28 years old. And on eBay, and I've told this before, but on eBay, I found this GL2T for like $700. And I mean, $700 back in 1999 for me was a lot. And I forget how I purchased it, but I was able to acquire it. But the whole Transtrem was shot. It had one of the original bridges in it. The guitar was in great shape, and it played perfectly just in standard, but the bridge was just shot. So I was able to do a deal. It took me about 6 months to be able to do it, but I shipped it out to this company, and they put a brand new version 2 Transtrem in it and shipped it back, and I've had the thing ever since. And that was the only way I was ever able to purchase that guitar. And there's no way I'd be able to afford that now, because like I said, mine, just like Dave's, would go for, $5 grand. But This was stuff in the chat. Some folks are asking about this guitar. This is actually a replica of the Red Cloud Kramer Ripley bowling ball guitar that Eddie had in the Guitar World cover of 1985 or 86. It's got the Holy Grail headstock. It's a Musicraft headstock. It's got a fake Steve Ripley signature on the back, which actually did come out pretty cool, believe it or not. It's it's got all. It's a Chris Lock body with a custom Chris Hubbard paint job, Red Cloud. It's got all the routes and all the cavity spots for all of the Ripley hardware. It's got all the knobs, although none of them are functional because, like I said, all it basically is one tone knob to a Duncan pickup. It's not a Bartolini. It could be original Floyd Rose, but all these knobs, even down to the switch with a little light bulb, that's all just there for looks. One day when I do acquire the actual Ripley parts, it's just plug and play. I just have to find the parts and have someone wire it up, and this will be a real Ripley, so to speak. But right now, it's got the EVH signature on it and everything, and it is a great guitar. It's a Beretta style basically. But and this is fun. I don't play this guitar very often, but I've always loved this guitar. It's got the 5150 here on the neck, like Eddie's did. So it's a replica guitar, but it's a great player.
Cool.
So we get down to Dave's yesterday, and Dave and I are going through playing Summer Nights, and Dave's jamming a little bit of Fire in the Hole, the end riff, which I thought was pretty cool because I hadn't played that in a long time. So Dave was, he's had an opportunity to play my guitar for the last month, and then he just got his. So he's been kind of in a Steinberger mode for a while, which is cool because I've had, I don't play mine that much. And now I'm kind of in the mode to, play it again. So Johnny asked a question a few minutes ago. He said, hey, he said, how did yours compare to Dave's? So other than Dave's just being a little bit tighter, and a little bit more fine-tuned because of the upgrades it had with Jeff Babbitt's, my guitar has never really been set up. Well, I mean, it has been set up, but it's been 15 freaking years. So Dave, we can talk about this, right, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Dave actually did a really cool thing. We got up this morning, and I did a string change in my guitar. Dave got me an extra set of strings, for thanking me for letting him borrow the guitar and whatever. So I actually took the strings off my guitar, cleaned everything up. It's easier to do clean the neck, and it's a graphite body and neck. So I was able to, clean everything up and oil everything up and whatever. And I did a string change on it, and Dave said, hey, you know what? He goes, you're literally only 2 hours away from Poughkeepsie, New York, which is where Headless USA is, which is where Don Greenwald lives. He's the guy that basically took over for Ned Steinberger, and Steinberger Guitars now is being run by Headless USA, and Jeff Babbitt's basically works for Ned Greenwald, and he's the guy that's been doing all the setups on all these Steinberger guitars. Eddie Van Halen's guitar, he set Eddie's back up in 2015, Eddie's original GL2T. We haven't seen anything from it back since then. But he set Dave's up, and he's been setting all these Steinbergers you see floating around on eBay up, and Jeff's the man. So Dave did a really cool thing. He made a call, and he said, he introduced me to Don, and he said, would you mind if my friend Rob and his lady came down, and Rob would like to drop off his GL2T and have Jeff Babbitt set it up. And Don was like, yeah, no problem. So I got on the phone, I met the guy, I got all his contact information. And,
Rob, do you have your phone with you?
Yes.
Just read what I just texted you real quick before you finish that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to.
Okay.
And so I talked to him, and I basically just said, hey, I can't wait to meet you. I'll be down, and I'm going to drop the guitar off. So it took about 2 hours and 5 minutes to get there. Really cool guy, lives in a beautiful neighborhood, nice house, was welcomed us in, offered us a drink. And not only did I get to drop my guitar off and tell him what I wanted, I got a chance to see some really, really cool Steinberger guitars. I got a chance to see one. It was a little bit earlier than Dave's and mine, serial number wise, but it had the original Trans-Trem version 1 on it, which is, I think, the bridge that Eddie still has on it today. And for those of you guys that don't know the Trans-Trems, some of the parts they're similar, but they're just a little bit different. They upgraded it. It's got some different intonation, stuff on it, some more primitive stuff. It's kind of like a Floyd Rose prototype nut versus, one today. It's kind of like that, like a whale tail versus, it's the same idea. So it was really cool to see some of these guitars, and I was just like, wow. So he was a really cool guy. So basically what I did is I showed him my guitar, and I said, I'd really like you to go through it. Whatever the EVH upgrades are, like Dave said, you don't really get into it, but I do know they're going to rebuild the bridge. They're going to do some stuff to the bridge. They're going to do some cleaning inside the electronics. They're going to clean the tone pot, the volume pot, and they're even going to do a little bit of cosmetic work to it to make it just shine good. He asked me if I wanted to keep everything cosmetically the way it was, and I said yes. And it's going to take about 30 days, and Jeff Babbitts is going to do all the work. He's picking my guitar up tomorrow, and in about 30 days, I'm going to get it back, and it's going to be just like Dave's. It's going to be for me, a brand spanking new Steinberger GL2T. It'll probably be the best that it's ever been, ever. And since I've owned it, so I'm pretty excited to have that done. And it's getting done by the man who works on Eddie's guitar, so that was pretty cool. And then drove home tonight and just kind of chilling out. It's been a long day, a lot of driving today, but definitely well worth it. So,
oh, gross.
Got to give Dave some Drano there.
I haven't felt good in a couple days. I just don't feel good, so I don't know what's going on, but that'll be figured out.
But very cool stuff. And I want to thank Dave for setting that up for me. It was really cool. My guitar definitely needed it. It definitely needed I don't want to say an overhaul, but it definitely needed a complete total setup and some minor upgrades. So it'll be cool. It'll be like a brand new guitar for me when it gets back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yeah.
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 Uh-huh. Dr. Jimmy. What's up, man?
Daniel Greco says, "Hey guys, was wondering where to get the black 5150 decals for Music Man."
Yeah.
They're on my desk.
yeah, they're on Johnny Beane's desk because I just gave him a set.
Yeah.
He still hasn't put them on yet.
I'm gonna need a set too in the very near future.
Max. Go to Office Max, my friend. They're right there. They are the 1-inch version. 1-inch. I forget the name, but you can tell they're right there. Just Office Max decals. Mm-hmm. They got the letters and numbers. And
as long as you know what 1 inch looks like.
Yeah.
Or 1 foot. Well, if you fold it in half.
David Addis. Yeah,
Thank you, David.
Feel better, Nesbitt.
Thank you.
It's
all good.
I know what it is. It was the weekend with Rob.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of things that shouldn't have been done that was done.
Oh. And you're not talking about dinner.
Well, I overate. I overate the whole weekend. I overate. I don't feel good. I ate way more than I normally eat, and it's just not agreeing with me. None of it is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we made fajitas yesterday, and I had way more than I normally eat. It was just so good that I couldn't stop.
Yeah, They were good.
And it's like, oh God, now I'm paying for it right now.
We were talking about Pepto-Bismol last night. That might be.
Well, that's I know I said that I was naked yesterday, and that's why I wasn't coming on. I just really wasn't feeling well last night. The night before. That was
Friday.
the night before when you guys were on. I just really wasn't feeling well.
I
was feeling great Friday night, but I wasn't feeling so good Saturday morning.
And then you drove? You drove for 3 hours?
For more than that.
It was almost 4 hours because we left so late.
Yeah. He left when he was supposed to be getting to my house.
Basically. I mean, maybe not quite that early, but yeah, within 30 minutes difference, yeah. I wanted to be there by 11, and we didn't even leave until 10:30, just after 10:30. And oh my gosh, it usually, I can usually pull off a Nesdal trip 3 hours, and my best time ever was one morning when I left Dave's house at like 6:30. I forget why I left so early. It was a couple years ago, but I literally, I didn't have any traffic, so I literally made it in 3 hours and 5 minutes, and that's pretty damn good time. And the longest it's ever taken me. Well, today I can't count today because we went way out of our way to go drop off my guitar, but yes and no, actually, you know what, Dave? It only took me two hours extra is all it took for that whole trip to Don's and then back. It added an extra 2 hours, and that's with the 15-20 minutes we were at his house. So that wasn't too bad. But on the way to Dave's Saturday morning, it literally took just over 4 hours. And because we hit traffic and, freaking rainstorm, and it's awful. And the whole time, and Barney's, of course, wants to sit in my lap the whole time. So I can't adjust, and my head was pounding.
Adjust what?
Nothing. I couldn't adjust anything. There's nothing to adjust.
So Charlie S says he has a parts caster that's basswood body, stained walnut. If he wants to refinish it, does he have to completely strip down into raw wood, thinking of vintage white paint? No, all you have to do is just scar it with sandpaper, so that the new paint sticks to it. Just an even, just do it evenly so it looks even throughout the whole guitar, and the paint will stick right to it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I just did with my little Frankie, Charlie. My Frankenstrat 2007 guitar. I don't know if Charlie, if you've seen it, but I did a video on my channel on it last week. This was actual Frankenstrat paint job, and it was a Strat neck, and I wanted to turn it into a Hot for Teacher replica. And being that it was all Frankenstrat striped, reflectors and everything, I removed it. And like Dave said, all you really need to do is just give the fresh paint something to adhere to. If you rough it up, scuff it up, just like Dave said, because I do that a lot. I mean, you can take it down to bare wood, but the problem is if you do take it down to bare wood, it's actually going to create more work for you, because now you're painting on bare wood. You're going to have to add more coats of paint onto it. And believe me, I've made that mistake. I've actually sanded guitars down too much to repaint them, and it takes that much more paint. What you might want to do, as Dave said, just rough it up, scar it up. Sand it. Don't just. I'm not just talking like 30 seconds worth. I mean, take a good 10, 15 minutes with some sandpaper and just get all the areas. But you just don't want it to be glossy. And then use a little bit of primer, and then that'll normalize the finish underneath it, and then you should be good to go. But that's what I did to this one, and I mean, you can't even see the lines underneath it. It came out pretty good. I was very happy with it.
He says, "What grade is sandpaper?" I would use very fine. I would use a very fine sandpaper. You don't want to put, you don't want to dig into the paint. You just want to make it.
Whoops.
You just want to make the new paint be able to stick to it.
Exactly.
So it's you want a very fine sandpaper.
Yep.
I don't know what the number is, because wet sand, dry sand, they're all different numbers. I'm not sure. You go to your local hardware store and ask them. As far as what type of paint, are you using rattle cans or are you using a spray gun? If you're using a spray gun, I'm not your guy. I don't know what to do, because I've never used a spray gun, and I don't know.
Paintbrush?
Yeah.
Watercolors?
Yeah, watercolors, yeah.
What? That sounded like the
so?
brown note?
Brown trout.
Where'd it
That's
go?
the brown trout.
We were messing around earlier, and I've got like some brown. I've got something going on here. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. He says he's using cans. I don't know if they have. I don't know if Duplicolor has a vintage white. I mean, they're all they're car paints. They're like Toyota car paints.
Right. Right.
I don't know if they have a vintage white. You might want to bring a swatch or a picture of a guitar of the color you're looking to paint it to an automotive supply like an AutoZone.
Yeah.
Or AutoZone carries Duplicolor paint. They'll be able to help you better if they have something that they can see.
When I redid my Star,
Mhm.
my Star guitar.
Steve Carmichael.
months ago.
Beat me to it.
Steve, what's going on?
Yeah,
This is
yeah, it does
a-
sound like that.
I did this guitar about maybe what, Dave? 3 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, something like
About 3
that.
months ago. This is a vintage white Duplicolor color, and I believe it was called. I think it was called bleach white. Now I was looking, and it really came out. I know you can't tell in the video, but this was an unfinished body from Chris Locke, and I had to prime it. And then all my Van Halen guitars, I always use, whether I'm painting them or Nick is or Chris is, doesn't matter. The one that I just did, the little Hot for Teacher one I was showing a minute ago, I just got back from AutoZone last week when I did it. And I usually will use, for Van Halen guitars, I'll use a Wimbledon white because that's more of an aged looking white, and that goes great on the Kramers. I take it back what I said this was. This is called polar white. And it's the closest thing to a vintage white you can do. But like Dave said, if you take a picture of a guitar, what you're looking for, just take it down there. And if you go to an AutoZone, they're going to have a ton of Duplicolor cans. And you can basically match it with what you're looking for. But I would imagine you'd be looking for a polar white color or a classic white. That's what this is, polar white. And this is going to give you that vintage look. Again, your mileage may vary. It may be, it's an opinion. But that's what this is. It's a
But
polar
does that make
white.
sense?
That would look good. Yeah.
Yes.
What? Yeah, it does sound like Michael Myers.
Yeah, it does sound. Yeah, you're right, Johnny. I forgot about that. I wonder if they use one of those in Halloween. Seriously.
It's like some.
Dave sounds like he's playing Motley Crue Kickstart My Heart at the beginning.
I think that's F. It's the key of F.
Yeah, it's enough. We can finally jam. We're finally jamming.
Charlie, yes. You want to spray on a dry day. You want to spray outside on a dry day. Absolutely. You don't want it to. You don't want it to be wet. You don't really want it to be too humid.
Actually, Charlie, your best bet is to go out in the middle of a rainstorm and spray it when it's totally downpouring. That's going to give you the best finish on your paint job.
Oh.
I'm being a wise guy. I'm being a total jerk. I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
A nice dry day, not very hot.
Charlie, I will say one thing though: do not spray on a humid day. Don't do that. What will like Dave said, it's got to be it can be hot, but make sure it's not too awful muggy. I'm not sure where you live, but here's what happens: it can be a beautiful day, but if it's real sticky, muggy, humid, what's going to happen is even if you use Duplicolor, because this happened to me on my Hot for Teacher a couple summers ago, I sprayed on a real humid day. The first coat went on fine. The second coat, it almost looked like fur because the paint hits and it doesn't gloss. It turns to like fur. It was awful.
Yeah.
And I had to strip the whole thing down.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
It's awful, horrible. So make sure it's Make sure it's, dry.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Paul. 7/8 is here.
What's up, Jay?
Hey, Paul. Jay's here?
Jay is here.
Hey, Jay.
What's up, Jay?
Jay. Jay, listen to this. Yeah, let's jam. I'll play keyboard.
Don't play the riff.
No cover songs, though.
Don't play the riff. Don't play the riff.
Yeah, let's play some Steve Miller.
Steve Miller. Yeah, there you go. Oh, wait, Johnny, I got to find something for you.
Well,
Johnny, I got to
I'm afraid.
Johnny's going to know what I'm talking about. Just a wailing with I want to find that. Oh, I don't know where it is. San Francisco, maybe? Johnny knows what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I know what you're looking at.
I'm gonna find it here in about 2 seconds. I'm gonna find it because it's that exact sound.
I thought we were jamming. Dave, what key you want to play in? F again?
No. I don't want to play at all, actually.
How about the key of B sharp?
You mean C?
There we go. All right, you guys ready? All right, ready? There we go. Hold on.
No more.
But that's not live. That's
Well, that makes it worse. We can't have any commercial music on here. I've told you a million times. Yeah, I know. Dave, sing something.
It's 10 o'clock and I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I thought we were only doing 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's about that time.
Uh-huh. So really, how was your weekend?
Fantastic.
Uh-oh.
What?
Is that why Dave's sore?
No.
Yeah.
I just don't feel good. That's all.
Yeah, Hurricane Halen. Yeah, the Yamaha. Which one is it?
That was
THR.
Dallas, I think, was it?
THR. You have the THR 10.
Yeah, man. Actually, I was going to plug that in, instead of my mini synthesizer here. I was actually going to plug through that, but I don't know. Yeah, the thing sounds great. It's awesome. We were kind of talking about it, I think, last night. I just I think if I'm going to use the computer parts of, you can download stuff. So I'm thinking I gotta. I'll probably do that. At some point. But as far as just the amp itself, it's great.
Yeah.
Michael Smith, thank you again so much, man.
Michael Smith.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chat.
Yeah.
Hurricane hailing. Oh, yeah, but this is a cool pedal. For those of you guys that kind of wondering what the sound that I'm getting, and I'm still messing around with it, it's kind of like what Johnny's got, kind of. I ended up getting one of these. Let's see. I'm going to turn it around here. I got one of these Electro Harmonix micro synth units for my guitar. Really, really cool. It's probably one of the closest things you can get to that, Sunday afternoon in the park synthesizer style sound out of a guitar versus, doing what Eddie did, which was use, the actual unit, which is what Johnny has.
Which sounds like this. I have reverb too.
Yeah. Now, Johnny, how long have you had yours?
Hey, Rob, how's your headache?
Sounds like a foghorn. It's like, reminds me of, what's his name?
Like
Jim Carrey.
Sounds like a foghorn.
Yeah, it does. Sounds like a foghorn. Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber. You want to hear the most annoying noise in the world?
That's so funny.
I know.
Can you do that? Yeah, do that again.
Huh?
Do that again.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's the sound right there.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a foghorn.
Yeah.
That's classic. That's classic.
Yeah, my camera's turned off because on Sunday nights, I'm not wearing makeup.
What? How long have you had yours for, Johnny? That original unit?
My unit?
Yeah, the synth. Day one. Yeah.
Hey, Vinny. Hey, Vinny, congratulations, man. Vinny got to play an EVH Stripe series. Was that today?
Nice.
I saw that on Facebook, man.
Oh, very cool.
That was today or yesterday, yeah. He said the strings were a little tight.
Only the G string, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not wearing any makeup. That's why you guys can't see me.
Yeah.
That was yesterday? Oh, cool, man.
Very nice.
The unit that I've had since 2005.
Oh, cool. Did you get it at like an old vintage guitar shop or?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, yeah, in Berkeley.
That's cool. Is yours in good shape or is it pretty beat up?
It's kind of in between, I guess.
Yeah. But it still works pretty good, right? It still works good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are cool.
Yes.
I like those. Yep.
Nope, the chickens are still out. It's still light here. Actually,
What's Howie up to tonight?
he's right here.
Howie!
He's chilling out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done our walk yet. We'll be doing our walk probably a little later.
Yeah. Nice.
And then I've got some reading to do.
Yeah.
And then
Cool.
I don't know. Yeah, Howie's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah, he's a
Jeff.
great dog.
Yeah. Howie's amazing.
Howie is amazing. I was enjoying watching the video of Howie the other day in the dog parade. Howie's sitting there on the side watching all the dogs walk by with a striped bandana on. It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
He likes that. He digs that, yeah. But well, Johnny, I actually do have to bounce, so it was a great weekend.
It was.
It was an awesome
Oh, you
weekend.
guys, yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Definitely had a lot of fun.
That's cool. Yeah, I was wondering because I only saw maybe a couple videos on like your Instagram or something from the show, you know.
Yeah. There was. I actually still have a lot of other ones I got to post. I posted Pound Cake, but I got some videos of Summer Nights and Ain't Talking About Love and Best of Both Worlds. A couple of other songs. I think I got some 30-second clips because Instagram won't only let you do 30-second clips. But Paul says, what pups are in the burger? They're active EMGs. They're active 85 EMG pickups, basically.
Yeah, he was asking me what pickups are in my guitar. He asked what guitar I was playing. Same thing. Same shit. Then it's an 85 and an 81.
Oh, Jay says 60-second clips. Okay, yeah, that's right. They are 60 now that you mention it.
60 seconds.
Yeah, you can do 60 seconds. So I think some of the, well, I mean, I have a couple that are over a minute, but I mean, it's still, you can get the gist of how they sounded, with 60 seconds. But yeah, they sounded amazing. Very, very cool. Very cool. But we good?
I am.
Everybody's good.
I'm actually not good. I gotta go.
Oh man. No, the earthquakes out here. No, I haven't felt them. I think I was bouncing on the trampoline. I think so. I didn't feel them. That's when I was doing somersaults in the yard.
Yeah.
I was doing my what do you call those other ones? Where you Rob, you should know. You do all that stuff.
Oh, I know. Back tucks and back handsprings and all that.
You do somersaults and
yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff. Tumbles. Hurricane Halen says Friday was a great weekend start for you, Rob. Holy hell, man! Yeah, it certainly was, and it was a heck of a start. In Eddie Van Halen fashion, fall down the stairs and hope you land on your feet. Well, I landed on my feet, but I certainly fell down the stairs on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say more like getting drunk where you don't know your name. That type of Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, no kidding, right? 2004 era. And Saturday morning, when driving to Nesdell's, I was still tumbling down the stairs. So.
Oh, look out! Your dog's eating your nose.
Yeah. I don't have to use Kleenex anymore.
Oh, gross. Hopefully, you still use toilet paper.
Yeah, I do that. I use it.
He was just cleaning his balls.
Well, I guess I was just cleaning his balls. So.
Jay, there you go. Rob, there's somersaults and my trampoline.
Somersaults and my trampoline.
Somersaults and my trampoline.
Oh man.
Different lyrics, doesn't matter.
Yeah, well,
I got it covered. And all the flubby mistakes, no one will know.
Any hardtail Kramers?
uh-oh. You're in trouble.
Paul says, are there any hardtail Kramers? I think there are some hardtails out there, some older ones. I don't know the models, but I'm pretty positive there are some old school hardtail Kramers out there, yes. You just got to search for them. eBay, Reverb. Yeah, there are some. I'm not a big hardtail guy.
You're gonna be sleeping on the couch tonight, Rob.
Rob was so drunk he forgot his girlfriend's name. I always forget
No.
her name.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember the name of her kitten, but I don't remember her name.
You kept saying, "What day is it?"
Did I forget your name?
You kept saying, "What day is it?" And that's the
I didn't even know.
the name mattered on what day it was. You kept saying.
I didn't even know. I did not know what day it was. But,
All right, you know we need to go. Let's go.
bye. I'll just do what I did on Friday night. Click. And go lay in the bed. Cool. Yeah. No problem, Paul. No problem. Check it out. I'm pretty sure you will find some hardtails out there. Yes. Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right, we're off the air. So did you guys had a great time for real on
Yeah. It was just it was
awesome.
last night was a super long night. And just like I said, I ate way too much this weekend, and I really don't feel good. Just that having it. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I don't feel good.
Well, we're off the air, so you can get into it. I swear.
No.
I swear, we're off the air. So
Yeah, I know
you can get into it. Tell us.
Yeah.
As long as they can't see us, we're not here.
Yeah.
Bye, Jay.
Bye, Jay. All right, I got to turn my do not disturb off. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to do it on this one, too. Do not disturb.
What was that?
There we go. But yeah, it was
What was
fun.
that noise?
It was what?
Oh, Steve Anderson's here now. Steve,
Steve jumped in?
Steve, jump in, man. Yeah.
He could take my spot.
Everybody, tell Steve to jump in here.
Steve, jump in. Hold on. Hey, babe. I'm going to go cook a little dinner. Are you going to have anything? Or? Oh, you are? Okay. Hold on. I'm going to turn my stuff off here. Ugh. So you're all set for a little while?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to cook some stuff up. You guys still there?
Nope.
I'm still here.
Okay.
I have to let Howie out.
Yeah, I got to let Barney out, too, at some point. He needs to go out. Oh.
Steve. Steve, jump in. Can one of you guys send Steve that link?
Hold on, I'm in the middle of taking a dump, so I don't think
After you
what
do that,
link?
well, you don't have it.
I don't have it.
Rob has it. Rob,
Hold on.
do you have Steve on MySpace?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I don't have MySpace, but I do have.
Oh, that sounds nasty. Jeez. Oh my God.
No. Oh no.
Hold on, I'm gonna copy the link. All right. Message. Well, hold on. I gotta send it through Messenger. Steve, where's Steve Anderson? There we go.
Jesus. Did you even wipe your ass? You like were there and then you weren't.
Hold on, I gotta send him this link here. All right. Okay, I just sent it to him.
My God.
Is he jumping in, Johnny, or what?
I don't think Johnny's here. I think he's taking his dog out.
Oh, okay. Well, what the hell are we still doing here?
I don't know. Waiting for Steve, apparently.
All right. Well, I gotta go because I was supposed to get off at 10. So.
Uh-huh.
So.
I think we should all leave.
All right.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Good
Good
night. I'm out. See you later.
That was so gross. That was nasty. I don't know if he sent Steve that link or not. Oh my gosh. All right. I should probably split. All right. See you guys later. johnnybeane.tv